Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm Neil Cooper, and this is the Mark Neil Trust charity website on, YouTube channel. We'll have a website later on. I'm wearing one of the charity shirts, which is forest or bottle green with the charity symbol, which is a sunflower. And that's a cutout of me with a shepherd and a crook on there, shepherd's crook, and then just the Mark Neil Trust logo on there. What's happening is I was born here with a predestined life plan to eventually get woken and be a world teacher to the earthly plane. And I thought, well, you're going to be popular and probably there'll be revenue coming in over monetizing videos. And what I'd like to do, because it could be quite a lot, is actually form a charity and donate all my revenue to the charity so that it can support Father God's spiritual awakening of the earthly plane, which is what it's called, what Father God's called it, and also support me in spreading my teachers as his instrument down here and teacher to the earthly plane, to all peoples all around the world. I can only do my best. And also to go about and do its own charitable works itself, but it will help facilitate my work as well, which would be really handy because my time is much better spent, teaching than it is doing all the ins and outs and stuff that a charity could support and do. And its own spiritual works about promoting spirituality, doing insights and that into spirit guides with mediums and different people, loads and loads of different topics there are in the spiritual sense. So many things for it to do, and hopefully it'll do a lot of good in the world, and I'd be proud of it to do that. So it's a legacy in a way too. So it will have the ability to be able to go out and do its own videos and different bits, as well as maybe filming me in different things. So we'll see where it goes. Now, what's happening at the moment is I've known about my predestined life plan in my awakening with the Son of God, Peter Citadel, since 1995, and I knew I had a past life within me who's called Mark. Now, he was a disciple of Christ here, nearly 2,000 years ago, and he wrote one of the 4 Gospels of Mark, and he's gone out and done good spiritual works, and he has a desire and a passion to serve humanity, as I do too. And we want to go forth and help people in a spiritual awakening, because sadly this world, I believe, has missed its spiritual awakening a few thousand years ago. This should be a much more spiritually awoken world. So because of all the conditions that are happening on this world right now, we're heading for catastrophe on a global scale of pollution and different things. That intervention was decided to be sent here by Father God to have a teacher here and do that work. So I am awakening to my past life since last August in 2024. I had a major healing from a good friend, Anna Dika, and it set me on a healing path as well, but it also set me on awakening to my past life. So my past life, Mark, who's had 5 past lives on the earth and is like one being in spirit awoken, has come back in whole to this life. And this is my 6th life on the earth, and I am slowly awakening to the rest of my life. And eventually, within the next couple of years probably, I'll be fully awoken to Mark Neil. So I will be Mark Neil, a new life. I will no longer be who I am, Neil. I will no longer be my past life, Mark, separately. I will be as one whole being that's made up of 6 lives and an immense amount of life and experience and good teachings, hopefully, to teach everybody around the world and to help them progress it if they wish to. But it's about, the awakening is about bringing proof to this world that mediumship, psychism, spiritual gifts and abilities to commune with spirit, loved ones, the afterlife exists, God also exists, and others that we believe in. So it's about opening the world up to see the bigger picture, that the earth plane really is a spiritual realm itself, because we're spirits living in a physical body. Father God calls the planes plane 1, this one, the next plane 2, and they're all spiritual planes of evolution. And the purpose of life is continual discovery of who we are and what we are as a spirit as well. And eternal evolution is open to us to keep evolving as spiritual beings, because physical life has evolved this far, hasn't it? And it can still change in time, physical life. It can evolve more. But the spirit, when you get into the spirit realm, the physical life doesn't evolve anymore. But what it is the spirit within you that then can go on and keep evolving to an infinite level of abilities and powers and different things. So you can become more powerful and have a lot more abilities in spirit, and a lot more besides that. So it's a good journey, and I'm looking forward to it, and to really getting behind my charity for when it gets going. And as I say, it's probably going to be 2 or 3 years yet, or maybe longer, before the charity gets going. But I wanted to make this one video just if anybody comes to this channel that I've created, just to have a look at it and see what they think. So yeah, it's the Mark Neil Trust. So I'll be seeing you later. Love and light to you. Bless you, friends. Bye-bye. Neil.